fun to try out Sethos in a new abyss. That's kind of all there is to it. I have no idea what this abyss has, but the goal of this stream is to clear the abyss on my main account with Sethos, of course, and then of course go to Polearms only. Which the interesting thing about this specific abyss for Polearms only is that we have C6 Arlecchino now, which, as if you followed any of my previous streams, it's very, very easy to just turn off C6 Arlecchino and make it so that she is functionally a C3 Arlecchino by just removing her existing circlet. You shush and trying to talk. You were idle for half a second and start yapping. Just, I mean, I guess you're my spirit animal in a sense, but you know. Hello. Anyways, is my stream functioning? I don't see people saying hi, which is weird. Okay, whatever. Chat seems to be functioning. Okay, whatever. Hello. What have I done? Have I murdered someone? Have I killed am I a dead YouTuber? Oh, people are saying hi now. Okay. I'm just like, normally like there's like 8 people going hi, 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 even when there's only like 20 viewers. That's why I was confused. So, anywho's, we're just gonna kill Worm here because, you know, slow progress for what's his bucket. Hytham streams again for exploration should hopefully start soon. TM. How was Overload Sethos? I don't really like Overload Sethos. Like, but don't let me stop you if you really want to try it. Should you like be farming for it specifically? No. But if you have the equipment to make an Overload teamwork, like the teammates that are built, and you know, the artifacts, whatever, it's not horrible, right? Like Sethos can get non-existent damage in Overload, and he has some AoE potential that some other characters don't have. With Chevreuse, right? As far as like on-fielders go, which makes it interesting. But anyways, is he worth building? Do you like him? I think he's good enough if you really like him, and he seems like he has a fun playstyle to you. He's not that strong of a carry, if I'm being realistic with everything, though. As far as like measuring up to other units, you know, you're realistically gonna find Chlorand is an easier to build, the nice feels more consistent character compared to Sethos, and has less specific. Like the only, I don't think I would really like Sethos that much, by the way, if I didn't find this like more charge shot, you know, dual burst and charge shot playstyle to be doable, but without C6. So, you know, we're gonna take him to Abyss. I have no idea what this new Abyss is because I'm just collecting the poopas that are nearby the worm here, because I need a lot of them still. Going to probably stream next week, maybe Monday. We'll see. But yeah, so but next week. I mean this week. Maybe stream more this week, trying to do some actual Alhaitham farming. So, you know, if you enjoyed my Arlecchino C6 streams, it's going to be the same thing, but on my main account, trying to level up Alhaitham. A much more small stakes, much more small stakes goal. But anywho's, yeah, let's just go to the Abyss. Wait, actually, first, this is done. Yeah, this is done today. Okay, so I just need to claim all the rewards. I also, is the bow only discounted today? Whoops. Can I just claim all these rewards at once? Annoyingly keep. Okay, I feel like there's a better menu for this. Whatever. I feel like I don't know. The new bow is. It's weird. I think this event bow does have some potential to be more useful in the future, just because of how much EM it gives at a baseline. But is Farina good for free-to-play players? Yes, as long as you understand you need a healer, and like you want ideally a team-wide healer. Like the Farina equation is an equation of what other characters do you have to pair with Farina to make sure you can get damage bonus consistently. But she is an S tier enabler of different strong teams. what was I doing? I was gonna check the bow. Right, this bow gives I think 100. I think it's like Iron Sting, like EM. So it gets like 200 and some EM if I recall at level 90, which is something. It's not nothing, right? And the clause for triggering it, notably. All right. Oh, sorry. It does 2 stacks. Well, okay. So like obviously this was made for Sethos, but like just use slingshot. Outside, well, I don't know. In Bloom context, that weapon might, right? If you're doing the Farina Baiju official Sethos variation that I was doing in my Sethos video, that weapon might be O-Cage. It might compete with slingshot, I'm guessing, in that specific team context. But I don't know. The other interesting thing is, right, after elemental energy is decreased, the equipping character's elemental mastery will increase by 80 for 18 seconds. For any character, any bow character, if you use their burst, right, with that asterisk, if you use their burst, that's an 80 EM buff. So like, it's a relatively universal thing, not to 2 stacks, but to 1 stack, right? So, am I sick? I don't think so. Why does my voice sound rough? Does anyone else think this? Was something wrong with my audio settings? Maybe I was speaking slightly away from my microphone by accident. I don't know. So anywho's, what was I saying? I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna level up this weapon very much, but I'll probably level it up to the degree of using up whatever this garbage I have. So anywho's, okay. So let's just go to the Abyss. I need to claim my dailies too, but whatever. I'll worry about that after the fact. Wait, did I not? Oh, I didn't even finish cleaning. Because I need to go here. There we go. Do that. Make sure I remember. If I didn't do that, I might forget. So I'll see it on the map now. All right, my voice sounds normal. Good. Okay. Well, I don't know. Clearly, Ida. Oh my god, I can't say her name though. Hasin Solo's ears. Your ears are broken. Why is that bow so bad? It's not that bad. I think it's actually has potential to be one of the more relatively O-Cage event bows for like the amount of stats it gives and the fact that it's not hyper specific. Like a lot of characters can use EM. Like don't underestimate the value of a thing that gives a bunch of EM. Is my point. It would not be surprising for that bow to be like a best in slot bow for some character in the future. It's just like right now, not really. and then it suffers from the fact that, like it was made for Sethos, but slingshot exists for Sethos. So, and we're going to keep him on the sling. He's on slingshot right now. So we're going to keep him on slingshot for now. What is, no, we'll wait for the surprise. I'm not even going to look at I'm going to try to not even look at I might do it by habit. I'm going to try to not even look at this is not what you should do. You should always look at the enemy lineup when you go into an Abyss cycle and be like, all right, okay, there's some Hydro enemies there. Don't bring Nubilet to deal with the Hydro Slimes. Bring characters to deal with shields, etc., etc. You should look at the enemies, think about what the enemies do, and then configure teams around that. Just for the funsies, I'm gonna go in completely blind. Like, just might end up putting the completely wrong team on the first half and the second half for floor 12. I'm not gonna go in blind for the floor 11 because I don't care about floor 11. So, anywho's, we're gonna do. I don't know if anyone cares in particular. I think I'm gonna do Kazuha. Kiwawa. Actually, we're gonna do Kazuha Baiju Sethos because Kirara, I think, lost some of her equipment because of the Nilu build that I had to reconfigure in my video. So. Actually, wait. There's Hydro enemies here. We'll put them here because, blam, because Hydro Slimes mean free core generation. Let's go. And then we're just gonna do Arlecchino variation because I'm enjoying Arlecchino still. I could do Vape Arlecchino potentially, but I want to focus more on the optimizing Sethos versus optimizing my Arlecchino. So, anywho's. Give him something other than slingshot. He doesn't really need the attack though. Like that's not how Sethos works. I'm not saying there's not ways to make Sethos deal more damage, but you know, if you're doing overload Sethos, to be clear, let's just use Kazuha to wipe through. That's not Kazuha. If you're doing overload Sethos, to be clear, yeah, probably not Slingshot. Actually, even in that context, you're probably using Venom. So, like, it still kind of doesn't matter that much, but you know, there's much more options if you are going to spec into his attack scaling more, but even then.
Right now. Emerge.
Goodbye. Ah, everything's dead. Wow, how exciting. Okay. So, anyways, like, the new event bow is not bad for Sethos. So if you, for some reason, have a hate bone over 3-star weapons, which I, for some reason, have seen in some of my comments regarding, like, the Sethos videos, like, I just don't like like more than one, right? I just don't like 3-star weapons, so I'm going to use the event weapon. Okay, it's not going to be terrible on him, but, like, okay. You're just making it harder for yourself to build for your, like, your artifact build, but it's fine. It won't really matter that much. Realistically, the difference between those two weapons, if you have, like, builds optimized around them, is not going to be, it's not going to be that different. You cease.
Mind the side effects. Have a little taste. Seems like an emergency. Wait a strike. Way ahead.
Let's be smart. Damn. Crit. I didn't crit. Oh my god. Downside, or an upside to Slingshot is, generally speaking, most people will have more crit rate on Slingshot, a much more consistent build compared to the event weapon. But sometimes, even with 82% crit rate, you still get unlucky. Actually, no, I think I have like 87% crit rate. I think I have 72 at a baseline. And with the C1, 82%, so quite unlucky. Or 87%, quite unlucky to get 2 non-crits in a row. This is based, I know. That's all I hear too, I'm sorry. It's amusing to me, so I'm fine with it. Just because I know it's not what he's actually saying, but I should figure out he's Arlecchino. Also, I brought Arlecchino to the Pyro Slime side. Whoops. It's fine. Yeah, I meant to hit press Q on you. There we go.
Right here. Emerge.
Well, okay. Poke. Poke. Is Child's weapon good for him? I don't think so. I have to... I know, like, Polar Star has, like, 8 different lines of things that it does. Remember, Sethos does charge attack damage. All of his damage counts as charge attack damage, which means things that say normal attack damage don't benefit him, even when you're doing his normal attack playstyle. Yes, his best slot is Tignari's weapon. So if I feel the need to, I'll switch him to Tignari's weapon instead of this build. Wait, stop. I still think I like his charge attack spam playstyle more.
This body belongs.
Mind the side effects. Remember, health comes first.
By royal decree.
Excuse me?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like Sethos' 2 weapon options are Slingshot and Hunter's Path. and like Fav, if you want the easy accessible high energy build that I'm doing. And then maybe subset of EM weapons in Quick Bloom variations are okay. Most notably being the event weapon is potentially okay. But also Slingshot exists, so...
Right here. Hands where I can see 'em. Drop your weapons. Everybody stand back.
Where's the flow? Good, I got it. Okay. Wow, they're pyro resistant. How unfortunate. They are very pyro resistant. It's fine. Why Yai's here? Lamb. Oh, they still have a shield. How annoying. Can you just, like, die? There we go. Okay. Winnie's weapon. No. I don't know how many times. Like, this character is one of the simpler characters as far as weapon choices go, guys. No, not that character. Slingshot. Or this weapon. Or if you want an accessible weapon for doing the high energy build, Sacrificial Bow, Favonius Warbow might be okay. Like, Sacrificial Bow notably in, like, enabling, like, the playstyle I do on him, but without needing 4-piece Thundering Fury, potentially, is one of the main benefits of it. But it doesn't trigger consistently, so, you know, your mileage may vary. I prefer the Thundering Fury variation. But ER weapons are only, like, you know, maybe compelling if you don't have the right subset of artifacts to get, like, the ER you need. On Slingshot or Hunter's Path, like I have. This is an option. And then, like, there's this weapon, which is like a maybe. Okay, we'll just use a Kazuha on the first side. Well, here, we'll use Kiwawa. We'll use Kiwawa. Why not? It doesn't really matter. Yeah, it's definitely worse than Slingshot, Blazing Sun. But you know, if you just want it, because I don't know, I really like the look of Slingshot too. So, yeah, Kirara has the wrong weapon right now. I think she actually might be missing artifacts. So, you stop. Right, let's just no. Dang it. Okay, well, I'm gonna use Steel and Kazuha to make this easier. Play him. Right. Pop. He's not dead. Oh, there he is. Now he's dead. All right. Why did I select Dia? What happened to this team? I guess we're doing Dia overload. It's not what I intended to do. Alright, it's fine. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. How much damage we get? I don't know. She has a she has an instructor's build on her. I think I have downgraded this team slightly by by using Dia instead of Arlecchino. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I don't know how that happened. She's basically the same character. Okay. Lamb. Other ones want to come here? Thank you. Alright. Alright. Blam, swirly whirlies. Oh, the, okay, yep. Well, these are going to be a little annoying. I guess Kirara is going to have to kill them. Hey, 22,000 damage. Alright, there we go. And we just group them up with Kazuha and Blam. There we go. Easy. This is a fairly electro damage focused team, so, you know, if there is situations, right, there we go. There's situations like that in floor 12, it's going to make Sethos not ideal for one particular side of the chamber. But again, not going to look at the enemies, just going to go in completely blind, because, you know, that's a smart idea. It's not, don't do it. But we'll see. Alright, get instructor's buff. Dia's not doing nothing in this team. But, Lamb. Oh, of course you target. Oh no, it still hit. Nice. I forgot how big Yai's range is. I didn't think he was going to be within the range all the way over there. Do 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 do.
Your journey
ends here.
Lord of Sand. Your sacrifice is ready.
Alright, get it on Wizard. Alright, there we go. And Kazuha just gonna kill them all probably, because that's just how Kazuha roll. Yeah, we're just gonna let Kazuha kill him. Why not? Dia's better since she can get healed. True. Yep, okay, that was my bad. I know better. That doesn't really matter that much, but the difference between wiping out this chamber in 5 seconds versus 15 seconds is whether or not you're stupid and you don't run straight forward to make sure they don't do that.
Emerge right here, right now.
Dia, go! Wow, strength of Dia, overpowered. All right, floor 11. The slime dot chamber. Okay, is this a defense? Yeah, it is defense. Okay, it's just all slimes. What is mutant electro slime? Is that just big electro slime? No, it says mutant. What is mutant? Is it just like a don't spoil it in chat? Is that just like a giant? Like, I hope it's just like a ginormous slime. That'd be so funny. I want to see it, please. Okay. Yeah, sure. This is all fine. We'll use Sethos here. We'll keep Kirara. Kirara's on the wrong build, and I don't feel like reconfiguring. So I'm probably gonna switch to the Baiju Farina build, instead of the Kirara variation. But you know, it doesn't really matter. And then we'll just wipe through everything with this. Okay, nerf Dia, please. True. That's exactly what we saw there. Dia's clearly far too strong. Alright. Overload these. You're not getting knocked back. Whatever, it's fine. Is that... I thought I was on Yai. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. There's a lot of slimes here.
Right now. Emerge.
I still see no such thing as a mutant slime.
Come on out. Right now.
Should probably be using shivers to make sure I actually have
Transfixed.
I keep on I swear I keep on trying to switch to Yai and then I press Q instead on Arlecchino. Ugh. Okay. Weirdly annoying chamber. Ah, it's Electra there. Okay. Poke. 73%, huh? It should be fine. I have Cosmo here. Didn't mean to do that. Didn't mean to do that. Don't. No. No. Get away from it. Get away from it. Stupid cryo shields. Oh god, I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna lose. Definitely gonna lose. Oh, I lost. Oh, frick me. Okay. Okay. Oh, this is an annoying chamber. Jesus. Good job, Mihoyo. Also, I didn't see any giant slimes. I'm upset. Alright. Just do... What? Stop getting stuck on that guy. Oh my god. Lady.
A sight to behold. Right now. Right here.
What? Oh my god. Whatever it's fine. Oh my god. This is so annoying, actually. Like, it's awful. It's actually awful. There is a solution to this, and that's bring a different team. But like,
nothing lasts forever. Right here, right now, emerge.
it's really awful. Classic Mihoyo managing to make floor 11 probably more annoying with one chamber. Like, okay, this is just annoying. Like, incredibly annoying. Okay. Easy method to deal with these. Let's see. I just don't want to deal with that floor. that chamber in particular. Okay, so first of all, Pyro on the second side, right? Will absolutely wreck that chamber. So yeah, we're just gonna first of all do that. And then this side is more annoying. Do I just newbie let it? I don't like care about using newbie let that much in particular. but also it's incredibly tedious to deal with, I feel like. So let's just Nubilet lazy it up, Nubilet Kazuha it up. I think it'll be fine. And then we'll throw in, what do we throw in? I guess in the mix, Baiju, sure. I could Nilu, yeah, Nilu would be an option too. So I just, yeah. Anyways, this is just annoying. Don't feel like dealing with this annoying chamber. Let's see how it goes on Polearms only.
Be sanctified.
One with nature. Clouds high. The birds call.
A bitter pill to swallow. Seems like
Didn't really need to spend the time on Baiju here. Probably not even worth the time to spend on Baiju, to be honest, but
silence.
everything's already dead because Kazuha will go burr. There we go. There we go. This is a weird, that's a weird floor though. That's definitely an annoying floor.
Transfix. Emerge.
Alright.
Right now. Right here.
No, leave it alone.
Final warning.
Get that dude cleared. Alright. Slam. Really?
Everlasting as the moon. Late there.
Stop.
Emerge. Right here.
Honestly, yeah, it might not even be worth using here. Just use the pyro units.
Everybody stand back.
There you go. Okay. Okay. Sorry for not using Sethos in floor 11 here, but, you know, I just didn't. I could probably deal with it. It's just really annoying. Like, having to deal with that many enemies targeting the Pillis. It's just, that's a use AoE abilities to hard clear the chamber. It's not like the enemies are tanky, right? You just gotta knock them back in some form, kill them all at the same time in some form with AoE abilities, like maybe that Kazuha, right? There's certainly other options I could have for dealing with the situation, but that was the easiest mindless one to me. And I'm on a time limit today, actually. Like, I'm going to visit my grandparents and the family gathering for Father's Day here, so do not have the time to faff about in floor 11. Die, please. Alright. You think it's possible to power creep Nubilet? I mean, sure. It's possible. Will they? No, I don't think they will. Nubilet's just strong because they wanted him to be really strong. I think it makes sense for him to be pretty strong for what he's meant to be. I should have been able to kill him in one rotation, but I didn't really feel like faffing with it. Didn't even get the full thing. Whatever. Doesn't matter. What doesn't matter? It doesn't matter. 30-day abyss is upon us. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Does it say 30 days reset? So the big thing that I think they haven't clarified yet, when does the next patch drop, right? We can figure this out. Let me look at my calendar real quick, cause I think the patch drops in the, let's see, in the, right, the Genshin 4.8 should be the 9th of July, right? So that means the new Abyss cycle wouldn't normally, like normally with the monthly reset cycle now, that means the new Abyss wouldn't be resetting until the week after. So are we gonna get stuck with the like the one hope I was hoping for with the fact that Abyss is only resetting every month now was that it would have a new enemy lineup every month. Like, I really want a new enemy lineup every month. Instead, what I think is going to happen is that most of the time we're going to get stuck with the same f***ing enemy cycle for 2 months. Which is going to suck balls. I hate that so much. I honestly think, like, I don't feel like being a pessimist in this stream with the new endgame content when I haven't even played the endgame content, but, like, I think my opinion of the endgame content state of Genshin will go down with the new endgame content because of how they... If Abyss ends up resetting most of the time every 2 months functionally rather than every month because the enemy lineup stays the same for 2 months, like the Abyss resetting every month is the rewards resetting every month, right? I want them to reset the enemies every month. I would be so annoyed if it doesn't. We'll find out with the next one though, which because the next one in my opinion should change the enemies next month. If we do get enemy changes every month, I'm happy actually, because that means now we have a new end game combat and the abyss changes more. It's just more variety in the same amount of time. Yeah, Star Rail does reset every time. That's true. Oh, we just immediately got interrupted by a little tap gunshot, dude. To be clear, I am more than fine with Nubilet being able to be interrupted. I think it's one of the main things that balances the dude. And I think a lot of the people that complain about him being hardcore power creep have his C1. Chicken. I do not think it's a bad thing for them to have some options for just really strong and useful characters that are simple to use for the most players. Yes, I bleed myself live. All right. Instead of changing it every 2 times, they'll change it to 1 and 1. That's the same amount of work for them. Yeah. So, anyways, yep. It says it resets in a month now. And what is unclaimed stars bounty? I'm assuming that's just the Primogen rewards. So yeah, hopefully in 30 days from now, we'll find out. I sincerely hope that includes an enemy reset. I believe that's it resets the week before, right? Or it's gonna reset the week before or a few days before or something. But we'll see. We'll see. Before the patch drops, I think. Or maybe after. Wait. Right, patch drops in 9 days. Yeah, patch drops in 4 weeks from Tuesday. Let me look at the calendar again. I'm sorry. I should not be doing this considering I need to just make sure I get through this. All right, for 1, 2. Make sure I did this right.
Fascinating people in the academia.
Yeah, I was correct. Okay, yeah. So
We want to go study there.
the Abyss I think should be resetting before the patch drops. So hopefully it has a new enemy lineup. Because normally before when this happened, when the situation happened, when an Abyss cycle reset, right, when it was on the 2-week cycle on the 16th and the 1st of every month, it wasn't technically 2 weeks, it was 2 times a month. But when the Abyss reset before, right, before a patch was live, they would only have a new enemy lineup. I don't know if you played Abyss for a while, you probably noticed this. There would only be a new enemy lineup like there is in this Abyss when a new Abyss cycle starts with a new patch, right? And there were rare and so that means most of the time we are stuck with an enemy lineup for 6 weeks, right? Approximately 6 weeks. So a full patch worth, but the actual time when it lined up never really lined up exactly within a patch's duration most of the time. So anyways, and there were circumstances wherein we would have 2 months that was the same freaking enemy lineup, which was so awful. I hated that. 2 months of the same enemy lineup was so boring. I sincerely hope with it resetting every month now, it's going to reset the enemy lineup every month, even when in circumstances like this next Abyss cycle will reset just before the patch goes live. I sincerely hope they reset the enemies, because that would be a net positive change for the end combat situation. Not a crazy one, but a decent enough one, right? Wherein it would let me enjoy things more. Nope, I almost clicked on the oh wait, no. Oh, I can't. Oops, sorry. I saw it briefly. Sorry. I saw a flash of it. I didn't actually compute, which was weird. I saw some eremites and things, but I don't know if it was first half, second half. Might have been both. So, anywho, so we're gonna go in blind here. Let's see what happens. We're gonna do. We'll just try first half. I think we'll probably be fine on either half because Chlorine is on banner, and Chlorine's an electro carry who has this same team utility and that Sethos has. So I don't suspect they will make either side of the Abyss really bad for aggravate, is my guess. So I think we're pretty safe to go in here blind. And we'll see if there's any. Hopefully there's not like pyro slimes. Well, if there's pyro slimes, I'm sure Yai can take care of it. So anyways, let's go. 26k HP only on Farina. I have her on a low HP build on purpose. Partially because I have her C2. Which again, C2 doesn't really, ER will take. C2 doesn't really matter unless you have like healers that aren't as optimal with Farina, which Baiju is a very optimal healer with Farina. So C2 does very little other than getting max damage bonus much faster. But that doesn't really matter when you're properly using Farina. So, anyways. Doritos, this seems familiar. I think we just jumped back in time like 6 months. This is like literally the same setup I think they started a few months ago. 1, 2, 3. What? Did I not get a Thundering Fury proc there? That was weird. Alright. Oh, there's a lot of enemies in this. Okay, how many waves is this? Why am I not triggering Thundering Fury properly? It should have done that one. Whatever. So this is one of those. This is one of those abyss chambers. I can immediately tell you that is a little bit harder by nature of just it being a bunch of waves spread out. Oops. Okay. Of course I. Why do I keep using our burst? Whatever, it doesn't matter.
Taking a turn for the better.
Can you stupid hitbox blocking me? Good lord. Yeah. Okay. This is a very like those first 3 waves are very time wasty.
Excuse me.
Can you really? Oh my god! I'm just getting perma-stunned. I was really wanting to kill the birds with his normal attacks. Whatever. Hello? What? Oh, that was really bad. I played that terribly. So the question is, though, oftentimes when they do a pretty time-wasty, like Mahoyo's strategy is generally, from what I've felt out, if they tend to do like long waves on one half, usually the second half tends to be, say, more single target focus, like a big boss, right? So this might just be a boss here. This might, if this is a lot of multiple way, like what is the difference in this being a very hard chamber is if this is like balanced in that, like, you know, the second chamber is an easier chamber that's meant to take a shorter time, and the first chamber is a longer time, right? Like, it's not always that a chamber has to be exactly a minute and a half and a minute and a half balance, right? So it's not necessarily that bad that it took 2 minutes to clear that. I was never expecting Sethos to wipe through every chamber in record time, right? Oh boy, it's multiple enemies, and it's also pyro shields. Perfect. I love that I went into this blind. Okay. Oops. Whoopsies. Immediately got ganked. Okay, so this is also, there's a freaking burning aura around them. Oops. Well, what was the point in going blind? Because it was fun. Normally I don't do that. This is why. Okay. Yeah, well, thus ends the going in blindness. Oh, that was funny. Alright. This chamber is a bit brutal. Sethos might be harder to use here than I expected. Yeah. Why does the stupid game give me like exclamation points on the guide constantly? It pisses me off. Okay. We're gonna go in. What? Oh, that's because the event is ending. I was just confused by all the red marks there. We're gonna go in not blind. kind of need Hydro for that half. Yeah, I kind of got that vibe. Wow, really? This chamber is brutal. Like, I'm assuming it's the 2 Abyss Mages. It said there was 7 enemies, though. So is it like this is like 4 waves, right? It's Doritos, Ruin Guard, 2 Ruin Drakes, and then the 2 Eremites. So this is pretty time wasted just by being so many waves. Like, that's just going to take most teams 4 rotations. And this is a situation, by the way, where teams that have really flexible rotations, like they can, you know, restart things at different times that are really free to swap. Right? Like Bennett teams tend to be not as ideal for situations like this. So this would be actually a perfect example where I would enjoy my non-Bennett Chevreuse variation. Like this Chevreuse team variation is one of my favorite Arlecchino teams that I've been playing on my main account. One of my favorite Chevreuse teams in general, and that team would be very good at dealing with this chamber, I think. Kinky, okay. Okay, so the first half is mostly single target. Yeah, so the first half is mostly single target, but wants you to have teams that are a bit flexible. If you want to clear the first half faster, you need to have teams that are relatively flexible. You either need to kill the Doritos right away or bring Dendro. So this is definitely meant to be like an aggravate incentivized chamber. So the first half is meant to be the aggravate side. Not that you can only bring aggravate. There's plenty of other options. Oops. Didn't mean to click that. Second half, though, this is a bit brutal. Like, the Pyro Abyss Mage. I'm assuming there's, like, 2 of these. At least 1 or 2. Oh, wait, probably... it's usually they don't do 2 Abyss Lectors in the first chamber. So I'm guessing it's... There was the 2 Abyss Mages, a Dendro Somatrill, and then probably 3 of these dudes, the Serpent Knights. And then 1 Abyss Lector, or maybe two Knights and then 2 Lectors, if they're really being rude. Please use Nilu. I mean, this is a very Nilu Abyss, is what... Oh my god, the Consecrated Beasts are back. Let's go. Oh god, this is a hard Abyss. Oh my... Okay. I mean, okay. The thing is, like, I think the first chamber is the hardest chamber because of the waves. Like, this is just, you know, single target DPS check mostly, and also you probably bring aggravate, and it's not hard at all. And then that gives you a lot more time to deal with this, right? Even if this is more time wasty. Jesus, the number of waves that are potentially though in this chamber, I have no idea how many. There might be like most of these enemies might be in 1 wave, right? I don't know, but this might be 1, 2, 3, 4 waves again, and this is probably like 3 waves. So, whew. Okay. Well, how about you know, I said I wasn't gonna do Arlecchino Candace, but I think I am doing Arlecchino Candace. Yep. All right then. We're gonna. Okay. You know what? We're gonna put Sethos on his stronger build because this Abyss has ended up being harder than I thought it would be. Also, like, we need to like not take that long to clear this Abyss. I wanted to do Polearms only in this stream too. So you know, would be nice. Anywho's, let's see what we can do here. Where this? We're not going to use Tignari, so it's fine to take his stuffs. We'll do the strongest Sethos I can possibly do, basically. Good luck with Pyro Shields with only Candace. You underestimate Candace. Okay. Yeah. The annoying thing with the Pyro Shields is that we could normally like put Hydro on the Somatrill, and we are going to do that, but anyway, we'll see. I think it's not as hard as you expect. Kaza was going to help a lot. It is kind of my point more than anything. But also I haven't played this team in a little bit, so we'll see how it goes. Okay. Unironically, Sethos Overload might be better in some ways for the flexibility and dealing with Chamber 1. Okay. Nuvi second half? I mean, I could. I prefer not, though. Alright. Kirara also might be better here, because Baiju's annoying as shit. Make sure I hit them all.
Mind the side effects.
Nope, not on. I thought Baiju's burst was off cooldown. It wasn't.
Like an emergency.
Excuse me. I need just wisdom. Give me some space.
Time to shine.
A bigger pill to swallow.
Oz reveals ice.
Remember, health comes first.
Beam. Excuse me. Way ahead. Behind you.
Focusing a little bit, because I do actually need to clear this chamber a bit faster.
Give me some space.
Brah, really?
Target practice. Spread your wings and raise a storm. My royal decree. Where do you think you're going?
Taking a turn for the best.
Way ahead. Behind you. Give me some space.
Okay, I was trying to light Dendro to the buttholes, but I stupid it. It's fine.
The eternal waves.
There we go. Okay, not bad. This chamber's gonna be a little bit tricksy.
Fallen leaves. Adorn my night. Do your work.
Oh, I kind of fuddled things here. Okay, I did that wrong. They should both have been down by then. It goes into Lecter's next? Oh, okay, weird. Okay, weird. Good Hydro. Oh, they had Pyro on them still. Oh, yeah, duh, the shield. I'm dumb. I'm dumb. Wait, there's more enemies here. Oh, frick, man. Why? Why is there this much of a Hydro check in this abyss? I forgot about the more enemies. Oh, frick. Okay. Man, see. It's a problem of, like, why did they make this chamber this hard? That makes this, like, kind of cringe, because I like using non-optimal teams, right? I like using non-optimal teams. This is some hardcore fucking go F yourself for not considering using Nuvilette or Nilu, I guess. Like, I don't know how I I don't know how I use Sethos in the first side, right? Without using a lot of Hydro in the second side, basically. Which is fucking lame. And like, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of this is kind of fuck you for pulling Arlecchino last patch too. That's kind of what it feels like too, to an extent. Not that like Arlecchino you can still use in the first half, but you know, I would like to use both the characters I pulled for recently that I'm enjoying playing, right? And this is just an overly specific Abyss. Like, this is how they design Abyss in general. To be clear, to try to incentivize you to pull different characters, and like it's just asshole gacha design, to be clear. But like, this is also exactly the kind of shit that is why people are turned off from the combat of this game, even though like a lot of it's pretty fun, is because they run into crap like this where it's just like, you just feel like you want to use the characters you're enjoying, and they make way overly specific abysses like this one. That's my current feeling. So good job, Mihoyo, for reinforcing people's hate for your design. Not by actually the combat mechanics being bad, but because of the fact that you make cringe content. Like, it's not gonna be that hard once I like do whatever. Well, probably not you. Just, yeah, that's all I can say. Who do I bring? Do I still bring Candace? That'd be funny. No. Problem is, I really like Fischl on the Neuvillette team too. I don't like using Neuvillette, man. Do I use Nilou? You know what? Sure, fine. I'll use Nilou. I'd rather use Nilou, honestly, rather than freaking Neuvillette. I'll use Nilou. Whatever. Like, well, you were right, Meow. I don't really like this Abyss, is my current impression. I'm probably gonna enjoy these chambers, but if I'm doing any future videos with this Abyss, I'm probably just gonna like skip over Chamber 1 in future videos and focus on Chamber 2 and 3, because I think there's gonna be the more fun, interesting chambers. So, anywho's, Nilou will give skill issue. I mean, maybe. What do I do for Nilou though? My preferred Nilou team is always triple Hydro Nilou. I think Kokomi is... I basically never use Kokomi anymore. Yeah, she's still on her Nilou build. Okay, yeah, I don't know, just something like... This is the most brainless Nilou team I could do, right? Oops. But I also kind of prefer triple Hydro Nilou most of the time. I think Yolan's on her powered down build, so I don't know. We try that. The problem with this variation is that Nahida triggers most of the blooms, which, like, you have less efficient core generation, but you're also diversifying the team's damage by speccing into what's her bucket a little bit. So Farina's also an option instead of, like, for triple Hydro. Yeah, you're having less efficient core generation, but you're diversifying the team DPS in a different direction. So I quite enjoy triple Hydro variations of Nilou. But yeah, I don't know. This feels like a very pushing towards 5 stars Abyss, because of that this first chamber. Like 5 stars are the ones that have the ability to deal with this like mess combination quicker, which is lame. This is an Abyss that's a lot harder to clear if you're someone like me who wants to just, you know, use 4 stars or whatever. But I don't think it's impossible here or anything. I think it just has more specific requirements. Do we try Kazuha instead? Let's try Kazuha instead. We'll still do Baiju, but let's try Kazuha. Use Gaming. My Gaming is level 20, and I don't intend to build him because I can do Pyro Plunge Bennett. Sorry. What am I doing? What? Brain. Yeah, this is a bit of a silly chamber.
Mind the side effects. Remember, health.
By royal decree.
Fallen leaves adorn my night.
Oh, I did that wrong. Whatever. Yeah, Kazuha's a bit better in this. Not surprising. I really wanted to dodge that. Whatever.
A bitter pill to swallow. Taking a turn for the...
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
Can I exit?
Excuse me?
Into space.
No, okay, that works. Let's do that. That.
Reveal by
Way ahead. Behind you. Into space.
I swear to God, they didn't know why they got swirled.
Seems like an emergency. Midnight Phantasm... Excuse me?
I did that wrong again. I need to do burst first. Why are these so annoying to deal with? What's going on here? Like, what?
A bitter pill to
Did
swallow.
I just fail to, like, swirl Electro every time?
Wind strike.
Like, why are they taking 30k damage? What's going on?
Taking a turn for the better.
Yeah, sincerely confused by that.
Raise a storm!
One with wind and cloud. Where do you think you're going? Way ahead of you.
Okay, I'm just getting yoinked around. Can I aim? Oh, I'm still at bursting mode, that's why. That's why I don't like bursting first, but... Bruh! Oh my god. Okay.
Remember, health comes first.
Fallen leaves. Adorn my beam.
Can you really? Freaking man, I just can't get. Like, why do they have to be dicks and put enemies that are spawn on opposite sides of the abyss? It's the most time wasting BS design they do in Abyss, honestly. Wherein they're just like, just screw you. And we're gonna arbitrarily increase DPS thresholds you need to clear Abyss by putting the enemies away from each other so that you have to run around constantly. And then it just makes it annoying when you have to like dodge. Because you're out of stamina when like a thing starts. It's so dumb.
Seems like an emergency.
Into space.
Midnight, fantastic!
A bitter pill to swallow.
Clouds high. The birds. Excuse me.
To be clear, the strategy is probably to let some of them follow you. Alright, so like these guys die over here. But it's just, I hate that they do that. They do that constantly.
Royal decree!
And it's, most of the time it's fine. But it gets pretty egregious when we're talking Abyss cycles like this one. Wherein it can be the difference maker between clearing like 20 seconds faster or not.
Goodbye.
And there's so many waves that spawn that you have to constantly be doing that. I have no idea what Elon has on a build for her right now, by the way, but it's fine. Can you? Okay, whatever, it's fine. Let me use Kokami. Okay, I swear to God, my inputs are not being taken properly, like for switching characters. And now these are okay. I bungled this, right? Cool, I love it.
Taking a turn for the better.
Odds, reveal thyself!
I didn't mean to burst there, but it doesn't matter that much.
Into space.
Alright, did that wrong again. Whatever.
Way ahead.
Really? Baiju burst was over? Okay, of
Seems
course.
like an emergency.
Of course.
As you wish.
Wind strike. Excuse me. Way ahead.
Oh, burst was still going. God damn it. I just missed. Die, bruh, die!
Taking a turn for the better.
Wings of darkness!
One with wind and cloud.
A bitter pill to swallow.
Wind strike. Into space. Excuse me.
Midnight, fantastic!
Mind the side effect.
Could have just canceled that and whatever.
Oasis. Into the wind.
Where do you think you're
It's going.
Seems like an emergency.
By royal decree!
Way ahead.
The eternal oasis at long
Stupid bird.
Midnight Venta.
Into space. Behind you.
Could have done that better. a lot better.
Busted. Things are about to get dicey.
I see everything. The Temple of Wisdom. Trust me, revamp.
Quiet.
Oh, they both. It should be fine.
Everyone hold hands.
Should be fine.
Keep yourselves at home. Positions.
Really?
Gotcha. Here comes the test.
Hold the line.
I should be using you on field. Okay, can I stop being interrupted constantly? This is extraordinarily annoying. Like, I'm gonna be clear, I played this badly, but like, oh, I probably should have just. Yeah, I'm not gonna clear it. Wow, this abyss sucks balls. Just saying. Like I'm sorry. Like an account at my investment level should not be having this much of a problem, even when I'm doing unoptimal things. Like them doing abysses this way is just hyper punishing to anyone that's doing stuff like I'm doing, where I just like Sethos, so I'm building Sethos. Like Mihoyo, if you are going to make abysses this hard, f***ing make characters like Sethos stronger. Stop arbitrarily effing characters in the butt with how you balance them, including when they're 4 stars, if you're going to continue making because what people do is people will come in here, they'll be like, whoa, I started playing Genshin. Sethos is some cool mechanics, it's really fun using him. And they spend 3 months playing this game, investing in Sethos, and they encounter this f***ing bullshit. Where it's, even with, I have C2 Nahid in that team. I do have like the Yong Constellations, but the Yong Constellations weren't doing anything because I was purposely not using them. Like, that was a 4 or 5-star Nilu team.
I'm gonna go check it out. Early bird gets
Like, with C2 Nahida, like, that should have been enough for me to just brainlessly clear, to be completely honest, is what I feel. At my investment level, like, I have insanely higher investment level than most players can realistically get, or hope to achieve in any realistic time frame, right? And like, this character is fun and has cool things. He's a character that's currently on banner. I find him more mechanically interesting and fun to use than Chlorand. But then they've decided, oh, we're gonna configure this whole abyss to hardcore require some pretty specific requirements on the second side. And that makes it a lot f***ing harder to feel like this character is valuable. And you're gonna make it so people who just are leveling characters they enjoy, which is generally my advice, is play the characters you find fun, are gonna regret the 3 months they spent investing in this character. And it's because you're terrible design in your endgame combat. Why? Like, it blows my mind that they think that's good. Like, this is what, like, Mihoyo, if you want to answer why you're losing your player base slowly over time, this is probably why. And like, they can mitigate this, by the way. It's fine. This would be fine if they mitigated this by having other compelling endgame combat options, right? Let's try the charge attack playstyle here. See if this can consistently get through in 6 charge attacks. Kind of. Official ended up dying. Let's try it again. They do it for profit? Yeah, but remember, if people don't play their fucking game, then if you don't play this game, they make $0 off of you. Nobody spends any money in Genshin if they're not fucking playing. Their number one core thing they still need to do is make sure they have players that are playing the game. What presumably they have decided is that it's better to do cringe things that, you know, incentivize whaling, right? That's why this exists. It's to incentivize whaling, to give whales feel like they got more out of their money, kind of thing. Except, like, it's fine if you want to do that and put those structures, because, like, they need to support the development of the game somehow. Like, this game is free, but it's not free. This is, I believe, maybe Star Citizen is overtaken at this point, but I believe this is still the most expensive video game ever made. That costs money. They need to make some money. But then be smart and add other content to the game where I can still have fun using my Sethos. Right now, that does not exist. And, like, yes, Imaginarium Theater is coming, but Imaginarium Theater is doing the same bullshit. It's got hard elemental requirements. Literally, you cannot bring characters that are not allowed. Like if Electro is not an allowed element in Imaginarium Theater for that month, I can't bring Sethos. You get fucked. Like, make there be an option so I can have fun with the characters I want to have fun with. And make it so I don't feel like I regret spending a ton of resources in a character. Right? Because that's the problem right now. If I wasn't a content creator, this would be yet another thing added to the list that would be heavily making me consider stopping playing this game. It's not fun when you spend this much time in a grindy game like this, investing and I have a really strong Sethos, and then they make content that just makes it near impossible to use him. Like, you're turning people that are paying customers into not players, which are never going to be paying customers. And they can mitigate it by just doing any number of things. Oh, I forgot I was going to do charge attacks, whatever, doesn't matter. I don't know why. What? Okay, whatever.
Taking a turn for the better.
Really?
Wind strike. Way ahead. Into space. Behind you.
A bitter pill to swallow.
Midnight finish.
So, Meow was absolutely correct. This is not an abyss I like. This is an abyss that represents the worst of Mihoyo's design.
Mind the side effects.
It is my current impression, at least this first chamber. It's very likely I will enjoy the other chambers.
Way ahead.
All I really need to do, by the way, if I'm going to be more specific, is add endgame combat that is not a time challenge, right? Like, that's all they really need to do. Just add an endgame combat mode that's like, you know, low rewards, just playing it for the fun. Crazy idea, right? Not playing this game just because it gives you primo gems. And, you know, just add it so it's low rewards, just playing it for the fun of it. Do something like Simulated Universe in Genshin. No time, right? Like a roguelite mode in Genshin. They have such a brilliant baseline framework for that already in their combat system. Would not be that hard for them to do. They've already designed one that's really fun in Star Rail. I think they can make one that's a lot better in Genshin. Alternative option. I think there's a lot of potential in this game for like a ramping up difficulty game mode that's just like, you know, like the if you've seen in some of my videos lately, in the Sea of Bygone areas, there's this little area here where you fight like the waves of Bishaps in 2 minutes. So not making a time challenge, but just making it how far can you get challenge, right? Spawn, but also do it a little bit differently. Instead of a time challenge, right? It's a crazy idea, Mihoyo. I know you're a gacha company, and the only thing in your little monkey brains, for some reason, is that time challenge is the only thing that can exist. But instead of a time challenge that incentivizes, like, hyper investment, how about these are just waves of, like, higher level enemies or something, right? So the Vishaps, instead of it being how many Vishaps can you kill in 2 minutes, it's the Vishaps just continually keep on like raising in level, right? And raising in the amount of damage they deal. And you know, you can need, and that means like your shielding and your healing is not going to increase in turn with that. Like, there's so many ideas you can have that are relatively simple. That, and I know that they've had enough good ideas. They've made a cool enough game with a lot of their ideas in this game. But I know there's people at Mihoyo, there's probably a lot of people at Mihoyo that have really good ideas to implement things like these. And that's why it frustrates me. Like, and we're getting Imaginarium Theater, which is cool. I'm like, thank you for making something new, but also it's more of the same BS as far as I'm concerned, just in different wrapping paper. Like, it's probably not going to be that interesting, is my guess. And so, anyways, this stream turned hardcore pessimistic. I'm sorry, but like,
Taking a turn for the better.
man, it just frustrates me when there's some, like, really fun things about this game,
Into space.
and then they just design things terribly and unfunly. So we'll just restart here. Like, Sethos is just not the ideal character for switching between these different waves. Obviously, this Abyss was configured for Clan to be able to adjust to pretty easily.
Health comes first.
Wind strike.
Alright, what happens if I stay over here?
As you wish.
One with wind and cloud.
Siege's wisdom. Way ahead of you. Into space.
Taking a turn for the better. A bitter pill to swallow.
By royal decree.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I don't know.
Into space.
Mind the side effects.
Wings of darkness.
Excuse me.
Like, believe it or not, I do generally play the Abysses because I enjoy the combat of this game. As much as I have, like, molded in previous situations in the Abyss. But right now I am not having fun with the teams I want to use. And I think I'm just going to switch over to Polearms only, to be honest. Like, I can clear this Abyss, I'm quite confident. Like, with this team and with the Nahida Nilu team, right? I can clear this Abyss with this team and the Nahida Nilu team without much issue, I don't think. But the very fact that I had to switch to it and then it's this annoying to optimize makes it not what I wanted to do this stream. Like, what I wanted to do this stream was have fun with Sethos and then go on to Polearms only. This Abyss will be more interesting on Polearms only, I think. Like I enjoy harder Abysses on Polearms only because it really tests the limit of my ability to deal with different situations. I am less confident I'll be able to just clear it this stream. That does mean I will probably be streaming more of this Abyss this week. But we're gonna go into Polearms only because I'm just I don't feel like molding constantly with Sethos. I'll wrong set, dang it, game. I will you know, probably include bits of this Abyss chamber or maybe updated thoughts on my Discord when I complete it later, but I'm on a time limit, right? I have about 45 more minutes to stream before I have to, like, leave to go visit my family for Father's Day, so I want to actually get on to Polearms only is why. So, you know, I'll probably stream more of this Abyss, though, in later times. Right. My goal is not just to do for Primos, so we'll switch over to Polearms and do this for Primos. My goal is to do it for fun, and I'm not having fun right now. Why continue with this account? So we're going to go to Polearms only, because I think it's going to be more fun right now. And I don't know if I'm going to clear, because it's still a very hard chamber. We might just try to ignore Chamber 1 for now on Polearms only. Of course, the struggle with Chamber 1 is, like, this Abyss cycle in Chamber 1 is more of a hydro check in that first chamber than the previous Abyss cycle was. Like, we can wipe through... Well, I don't know. What can we do? Oh, God, it's so weird. It's going to be annoying. It's going to be a very hard chamber to clear. This you know what this Abyss cycle is? Once I clear this with 36 stars, I still think I can. Once I clear this with 36 stars on Polearms only, the question is, one, can I do it without C6 Arlecchino? I'll probably start with C6 Arlecchino because, like, just start at a baseline, right? With that and adjust down from there to see, you know. And I don't know, having Zajef try to work through clearing this Abyss on Polearms only would be really interesting. I'm pretty sure I can clear it, right? And a lot of the struggles with this Abyss on Polearms only aren't going to be damage checks, right? So, like, C6 Arlecchino isn't even going to help that much. It's going to be, like, the shield checks, right? And it's going to be that first chamber, I think. So we'll see how it goes. I kind of want to just condense my resin, but what we're gonna do instead is I'll probably be logging in later tonight. Anyways, after I get back from visiting my family, so we're just gonna go fight the Weena once, and then switch over. The first chamber is 5.5 million HP. Yeah, that makes sense. So, anyways, we'll see how it goes in Polearms only. I'm curious how this will go. Can you shush? Why does this dude go into idle lines as soon as like he's idle for half a second? It's funny. It's fine. It's just funny.
Mind the side of it. Excuse me?
You notice, by the way, like the difference between Hunter's Path and Slingshot? Like I was using Slingshot at the beginning of the stream against Weenot, and now I'm using Slingshot. Or sorry, now I'm using Hunter's Path, not Slingshot. And I went from like 19,000 on those initial shots against Weenot to 22,000. Ooh, wow. Like, Slingshot, like Hunter's Path is better, but it's not that much better, is my point. And official going so I didn't get shite for energy. There we go. Alright, do this and switch over. Wow, 3 drops. Thank you again. Ooh, ER. Thank you again. What? Wow, that's beautiful. Alright. Okay. Let's switch. Lamb. Clay now. Yay. How exciting. Okay. Okay. Shot Wormy in the neck. He deserved it. He deserved it. Like, Weenot is by far a more interesting challenge in the Abyss, to be clear. Like, people complain about Weenot, but Weenot is by far more interesting because Weenot is like a... Okay, you gotta think about the... you gotta, like, hyper-focus on the specific mechanics of the enemy, rather than having to deal with reaching DPS thresholds and having specific amounts of, like, AoE element coverage, right? So, let's bring up my thingy here. Let's see. Blam. Alright, give me a second while I log in. I'll go to Polearms only. And see where we can get in Polearms only. Again, I only have 45, like, about 45 more minutes. So, we'll see. We'll see. Try to not faff about with things too much. So, solution to making a hard, non-restrictive Abyss? I mean, I think the solution is not them actually that meaningfully. Oh, what the frick? My thing is not lined up properly. Not that it mattered, but here we go. Not that it like I don't think it's particularly problematic for there to be hard endgame combat that incentivizes pulling different characters. But there needs to be options to have fun with the characters you just want to have fun with in other ways. That's the problem, is that you invest heavily in these characters and that the only endgame combat is the freaking Abyss, and then Imaginarium Theater, which is just, you know, same thing, time challenge BS, but now you're restricted to only specific elements. Cool. Like, show us some 40 CV artifacts? Why? Why do you care about 40 CV artifacts being shown on stream? There. Wow. No, that's not. No, that's not either. Okay, well, this is the only one on here that's 40 CV. This is equivalent of 40 CV. There you go. Wow. It's an artifact. Anyways. We're just going to condense our resin here. Claim my garbage from this event before I forget, because that would be not ideal. Oh, God, I love that stupid thing pops out, so I have to move my mouse away. Can't implement a claim all button, that's too complicated. Alright, there we go. Actually, I don't really want to claim all button, because if I click that accidentally, I need to use those for like dailies nowadays, so it doesn't even really matter. A claim all button would be like an accidental thing I click sometimes, and I'm like, crap, well, now I just lost 2 days worth of dailies by clicking the claim all button, right? In that instance, I had to claim them all because the event was ending, but, you know. Anywho's. Did I not complete dailies? Oh, I didn't finish claiming them in the menu. Yep. Okay. I don't understand why you have to do this, but like whatever. Just gotcha games and their stupid menu bullshit.
Thank you for
Convoluted RCUIs. My YouTube chat broke. Why do you think it is a time challenge? Because it's DPS check. They're trying to incentivize like you to actually like go into the structures of logging in every day, farming for like artifacts, trying to incentivize getting constellations, getting weapons, right? All those things that just slightly, that really at the end of the day, all they mostly do, there's very, very little things that usually change the gameplay, right? Like, there's not many that, like Arlecchino C2 does change your gameplay a bit. But like, they're usually relatively minor in how they change gameplay, and they're mostly just DPS increases, right? And that's all it is. It's just structures to try to incentivize and DPS increasing in whatever form, right? It doesn't have to be wishing. It can be just artifact investment, right? Like logging in for 2 years straight to get really, really good builds. Because there's many players that can have a C0 Arlecchino that performs better than a C1 Arlecchino just because they invested way higher into artifacts, right? Than the person with the C1 Arlecchino, right? But that's their gambit, though, is they're trying to, it's a mix of trying to keep you playing, blah, 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 blah. And it's fine. It's fine to have those structures in the game. But there needs to be more than just that. But all they keep doing is just that. And the Imaginarium Theater seems to be that, but in a slightly different form. Wait, did they announce the 4 stars? No. This is just an overview page. So, yeah, IT is theater, yes. I'm going to call it theater. I'm not going to call it IT, by the way. Abyss is called Abyss. Imaginarium Theater, I'm going to call it theater. And I'm not going to call it IT. IT is a too universal term in other forms. Alright, already claimed all my things. Oops. Not for artifact farming, this game would be dead long ago, indeed. Artifacts are one of the sneakiest smart design decisions as far as like trying to keep people playing the game that they did in this game. Love it or hate it, and, you know, I love and hate things about it too, I get it. But it's actually smart design. Doesn't mean you like it. Just means I think it is smart design as far as what it was intended to do. So, anywho's, yeah. I don't know, what am I doing looking at that? It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Okay. So the question is, whatever. Just well, double check builds real quick. Do you have? Nope. Oh frick! I forgot. I put Raiden on Staff of Scarlet Sands because of the video that I recorded the Zajef reacting, me reacting to Zajef trying Polearms only. I recorded that video. Oh god, frick, Jesus. You definitely need to be on a different build for this. You're gonna be an important character. Frick. Oh boy. Okay, let's. I just wanted to use Rosaria quick though. I think all I have to do is nothing. Actually, I think she just needed weapon. Yeah, that seems fine. Okay. Wait, what? I feel like it's slightly wrong. Maybe not. No, actually, it's fine. Okay, never mind. All right. For some reason, she looked like she had more ER than she normally does. But all right. You should be fine. You should be fine, Candace. Then. Okay, let's fix this crap. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh frick. Why are there loadouts in this game? I have so many emblem artifacts. It's gonna take me 5 years. Actually, no. I think Bennett was my loadout. Okay. No, it wasn't that. Why are you holding? Okay, well, shoot. Probably gonna need an ER. ER piece. Crit rate. I don't know. Why are you on that? Good lord. You apparently stole Zhongli's piece when I was doing the solo Candace things. Okay. And then we'll keep you on the Hydro Goblet for the funsies. Yeah, that should be okay. Okay. I think we're good. You get all Prima rewards from just clearing all chambers. I mean, they could do that, but I don't think the reason to play Abyss is the Prima rewards. The reason to play Abyss is to like give you a reason to mess around with your. It's a combat platform for you to mess around with your invested characters. So I don't know. They probably should make the rewards easier to get, maybe, but like at the same time, it doesn't really. The difference between 2-starring and 3-starring as far as like ease of accessibility on floor 12 is pretty big, and the total difference if you 3-star versus 2-star is 50 primo gems. Like it doesn't matter as far as the rewards. Like it's not that much of a motivation. It's just more of a you couldn't do it thing. It's for being able to say you can do it in your own personal satisfaction and fun, not I need them 50 primo gems. It's 100. Sorry. My bad. Completely game changing. It's 100. Okay, whatever. Teams don't really matter here for the early ones. Okay. Yeah, this, I don't know, like, it would have been nice if this was an Abyss cycle that actually, like, incentivized in some way using C6 Arlecchino. But of course it's not. Like, the challenges of this Abyss are not going to be solved by C6 Arlecchino. Like, she might make it easier, I guess. I don't know. Like the main thing I could potentially do, right, is like the time it's going to take to have to deal with the hydro shield or the pyro shields can be mitigated by the vertical investment by being able to wipe through chamber 1 in say like less than a minute. Would be the main obvious strategy, but it's also a problem slightly of like Candace is kind of like with the current state of the account, Candace is kind of ideal with Arlecchino. So I don't know. If you're completely free to play, those 100 primos are almost 2 days of dailies. Yeah. So what? Like so. 100 primos is 100 primos. I do think they should make the rewards more easy to get. Like, honestly, yeah, just clearing the chamber should be enough to get the max rewards. I don't disagree. But also there needs to be some kind of reward structure to actually help motivate people. Because less people would be motivated to fully clear Abyss if there was less reward structure, right? And like, where they have it right now, where the reward structure is just a relatively minor thing, I think is fine. Like, those 100 primos in like a month's Abyss cycle should not be, of course I just barely missed that, should never be the difference maker between you being able to clear an Abyss or not. Oh, sorry, wrong words. Sorry, brain is focused on Abyss right now. Should never be the difference between being able to get a character or not, right? Like, if we're talking those extra 200, like that extra 1 wish you get per month from fully clearing Abyss versus 33 starring Abyss, right? Or even like ignoring floor 12 completely. It's a relatively minor reward at the end of the day. For what the resources are used for, it doesn't crazily affect anything. Obviously, every prima gem does kind of matter as free to play, but it's also not worth your time necessarily to stress that much. Do it for the fun of playing the game. That's all my point is. Alright. Primos in the theater are purely for chamber clearing. Time-gated stars are cosmetics only. Yeah. Which is a better structure. I think the structure in the theater for the reward structure is better. Do I need to worry about? No. Okay. Nope. All right. Actually, let's do this side. What? Click, please. There we go. Do. I don't have Raiden on Tenacity right now, by the way. I forgot to fix that aspect. I don't think it matters for these floors. It probably won't matter for the other floors either. In fact, it'll probably be preferable to have higher ER on her to be able to, you know, burst if we need to. Like, the struggle with the pyro shields, right, is that there's two solutions to the pyro shields in this account. And that's like electro and pyro, or sorry, electro and hydro to get through pyro, right? We don't have good options for getting like a lot of electro application, right? We have no official. So we're just kind of left with hydro, like a mix of hydro and electro, I guess. I don't know. What do I do? This is gonna be an annoying abyss to clear. Like, this is probably the hardest abyss. Like, just because of that chamber one. This might be the hardest abyss cycle that Polearms has ever had to deal with. Okay, well, see, here's why it's good that Raiden's on her build. I didn't crit on either of them, but they're dead, doesn't matter. Didn't actually have to do that, whatever. Theater releases in July 1st. The theater is supposed to reset on the 1st of every month, and the, whatever resets the, Abyss resets on the 16th, I believe is what the cycle's gonna be. That, okay. I did technically clear in one rotation. I was going to say I should have had ability to clear that in one rotation, but he managed to go into the circle. Anywho's, Abyss is once a month is a bit of a letdown. Not if they change the enemy cycle every month. If they don't end up changing the enemy cycle every month, then it will be a letdown, because then Abyss just became even more annoying. Because now we're like, yay, we get to see, like if this Abyss doesn't reset next month, we get to stuck with this cringe cycle again, right? With this stupid chamber one. Like this overall, imagining I'm theater, even if you hate theater for some reason, like hate it so much that you never want to play it, if Abyss resets monthly and you liked Abyss before in some form, like I did, then Abyss changing monthly will be a net improvement actually, because Abyss very rarely changed after 4 weeks before. So if it starts consistently changing, that'd be cool. Oh. Abyss will change next month. I don't know if we've gotten confirmation of that. I expect they will, at least because of its proximity to the next patch, but, you know. Heard of Shatterboom Candace comps? Not really. Shatter is not really a thing. Sorry. I'm sure I'll try to make a video on it at some point, but it's not very good. It's a meme thing you can do in the game. I wish they made the character like, you know, Fremine could have been it. Like if Fremine was a 5-star, maybe they would have actually done something interesting with it. But all right, dead. 4.8 Abyss apparently starts 16th of August. Are you sure? What do you mean? Where did you get that information from? I don't think Mihoyo has officially stated anywhere that whether or not the next Abyss cycle resets next month, like the enemy cycle resets next month. I'm gonna be pessimistic, like, and assume they're gonna follow the same stupid patterns they followed before, because this company just doesn't understand how to actually make their game fun for most players. Oh, frick. This stupid chamber. Okay. And I'm just gonna assume that the enemy cycle is not gonna reset a month from now. We'll be stuck with this miserable cesspool of an abyss for 2 months straight. What a fun summer. Yay. So, anywho's, yeah, I know we have leaks of the next lineup, but there's nothing that would stop them from making that next lineup start the 2 days before the patch, right? I just suspect they won't. I haven't looked at the next lineup, by the way. Just like I didn't look at the lineup for this one. I don't intend to, but... okay. What do I do for this? I think Rosaria should be fine. The Shenhe Rosaria team should be actually fine for this. This is enough AoE. Like, I just have the AoE damage on here. Xiangling will obviously wipe through the Electro Slimes. Rosaria should be able to wipe through the Pyro Slimes. And I think it should be fine. And then obviously Arlecchino on the second side will wipe through everything. So...
Obey.
Get this going over here.
Lights out.
Order guide you.
The Electro Slimes actually might be a little bit more annoying now that I think about it.
You can't run.
Why did you just... No, game.
Gather.
Nice and spicy. You're toast. Unleash. Judgment. Punishment.
Oh my god, okay. Targeting impact,
Your
yay.
master's bidding.
Alright.
This is order.
Zhongli is helping me out here.
You can't run.
You're dead.
Shiver. Manifest.
Thank you. I love the slimes blowing up on the thing, by the way. I think we're fine, though. I think I was correct in the AoE damage was more than capable at dealing with this situation.
You asked for it. Drop your weapons. Stop right there.
Here's backup.
Illusion shattered.
Oh my god, is that dealing damage to it? It is. God dang it. Ow.
Everlasting as the moon. Transfixed.
I will not apologize for using Arlecchino Constellations to get through this. This is just annoying. I think Hu Tao would be more than capable. No! Hu Tao would be more than capable of getting through this. It's just more convenient. C6 Arlecchino popping off. That's more C2 Arlecchino doing most of the work there, I'll be honest. Which again, we would have had without spending anything. Or without going as hard in as we did, so, you know. Yeah, whatever, it's fine.
Cryo incarnate.
I don't have shuttling up. Slight issue. Whoops.
Order guide you.
This team is slightly less good if Xiangling isn't Xianglinging.
You can't run. Obey.
Back, please.
Judgment.
Oh, didn't get particles. Annoying. Should have not done that. Well,
Stabilize. I will have order.
oops. Okay, I'm used to having Shenhe in the second slot.
Ordinance divine.
She's not in the second slot.
Shiver. Unleash.
This chamber with Nilu is horrible. I actually failed the challenge for the first time today. The bloom damaged the tower thing as well. Yeah, Nilu is terrible for defense monoliths in general. Hello, friends. Oh boy, this is gonna be some damage. Oh frick! No! We're redoing. Because I didn't get the attack buff from Chivalrous. I gotta see some big damage from. I want to see some big Arlecchino damage there. Yeah, it's fine. Is the Rosaria Shenhe core good outside of Polearms only? I mean, this team is just okay. Well, okay, asterisk. It's less comfortable to play without Zhongli, But the core, right? Imagine Bennett in this team. Xiangling snapshots. Rosaria snapshots. Imagine the same level of account investment on this team, but with Bennett buff affecting Rosaria and Xiangling. Like, the team is going to be more awkward in some ways because of Bennett things. But also my energy. That's a lot higher damage threshold. So, absolutely yes. And like, it's very freeform for its rotation. So it's not hard to, like, use multiple skills on everybody. To make sure you can, like, trigger that. Like, one thing I'll do a lot is, like, just switch between Zhongli if I'm trying to optimize this team, right? Switch between Zhongli, on-field, and Shenhe a little bit just to trigger their fabs, right? Because I have an R1 fab, I think, on each of them, and they're pretty good at triggering it with, like, an AoE move, but sometimes they don't trigger it, or, you know, I can just, while I don't have to have any one character on field, right? So it lets me do whatever. So, I don't know. The fact that Bennett has high potential there, though, Bennett could also theoretically be your on-fielder, especially with C6. Bennett could be your on-fielder in that team, too. So, yeah, I think it's a compelling core outside of Polearms only. It's something I might try eventually to spec into. I'd need to get a little bit different artifacts, I think, to make it properly start to shine on my main account. But I could do the Bennett once I get Shenhe. I could do Bennett, Shenhe, Rosaria, right, core, and then Xiangling. My Xiangling is nowhere near as strong, but you know. Oh. Did we even trigger Overload yet? I don't know if we did. I sure hope we did. No, whatever. We'll find out. I don't think we did. I think that damage would have been higher. Sad. Burst into death. Damn. Yeah. That was C6 Arlecchino doing something. I'm pretty sure that would have been more like 250, 300k damage if I had gotten an overload, but I think I didn't get an overload before I held skilled. Whatever, doesn't matter. Hello, friends. Your corpse, get out of the way. But yeah, as far as damage goes, this team should definitely work a lot better without with Bennett, and it should reach damage thresholds that's far more easy. Like this team performing as well as it does in Polearms only is definitely a significant side effect of its hyper investment. Like having Sethos Scarlet Sands on Rosaria helps a lot with, and then having Engulfing Lightning on Xiangling helps a lot. But with Bennett, you don't really need those as much. You just lose some of the comfort of Zhongli, right? No, I did it. God, wait. Something I haven't realized before. Somehow I didn't realize this until now. C4 Chevreuse. You see what I did there? Well, I screwed up and did Chevreus's hold skill before. Die chicken. I did Chevreus's hold skill before triggering Overload, and you need to trigger Overload first to be able to get the attack buff going from Chevreuse. But C4 Chevreuse, you have like a 5-second window to use extra skills. So after using your burst specifically, so because of the fact that I used my burst, even though I screwed up doing a hold skill, what I was able to do there was switch to Raiden, get the Overload, and then switch back to Chevreuse, use a skill, and that let me still get the attack buff going. Never realized that before. See? Chevreuse C4. Chevreuse C4 is still my favorite of our constellations. Okay. I have like 15 minutes with a little bit of wiggle room. I don't think I'm going to be able to clear Chamber 1 in 50. So, I think I can clear it in general. I think it's doable. Oh boy. Right, so the two options, right, are, you know, we rely on just like the fact that, you know, let's just as a demonstration. The highest DPS team I could possibly put in the first chamber is this team. So you know, the question is though, you know, if we do this team, what the F do we do on the second side, right? Like Hu Tao, I guess. But like, and then we just rely, like, that's the problem we encounter here, right? Wherein I can configure a team. Here, let me just show what this chamber is going to look like if I configure it like this. I can configure a team wherein I can probably wipe through this. Brain. Just use Raiden E. Brain first. It's fine. Do this. Do this. What? Oh, okay, whatever. It's fine. Doesn't matter. Do that and do this. They probably die. They didn't die because it didn't crit on one of them. Whatever. And this is where C6 Arlecchino is a bit ridiculous. C6 Arlecchino's true strength, in my opinion, and it is in her ability to be able to flexibly do things like that. Wherein, like, I had, I think, 15 seconds left on her cooldown, right? So that was, to be clear, that was hardcore abusing Arlecchino C6. But bro, stand left of the pyramid and move close together. Do you think it mattered in what I was demonstrating there? Like, I'm trying to demonstrate abusing Arlecchino C6. But then, of course, the issue is like, okay, sweet. We have, you know, we have 2 minutes and 20 seconds to deal with this. Obviously, Candace on her own is not going to deal with this. But, like, what team, right? What team do I put around Candace, for example? She's one of the main necessary components to be able to get through the shields. What team do I put around Candace to make this doable? Sino is a potential option in that, you know, Electro can also try to get through the shield a little bit. Like a 4-piece Thundering Fury Sino might actually be able to get through the Electros relatively quickly. So I could do something like this, maybe. That might be clearable but I don't know. I don't want to have to, like, specifically do something that relies on Arlecchino C6, but I will if I have to. Like, I'm not gonna apologize for using something that I got, right? When Polearms only, I think, is a story of hyper investment and how, like, there is potential reason to hyper invest in characters like this for, like, you know, enabling you to use less optimal teams more easily. But yeah, this is going to be a bit of a struggle, and I'm still not optimistic this team in the second half would be able to clear in 2.5 minutes, right? Even with the strength of Arlecchino. Realistically, what I think the best bet would be doing Candace and Arlecchino together, because Arlecchino is not going to be good for getting the pyro shields, obviously, but she will be good for killing things very fast, outside of the context of the shield, right? So minimizing the downtime, because like the Sino team, right, might be able to get through the shields relatively okay, but then would struggle a little bit elsewise. And this would be another thing that, like, I don't know, like, my intention is probably to clear with Arlecchino and not try to worry about that. Like, I will try to clear this abyss after I clear it once, without using C6 Arlecchino, by, you know, turning off her C6 by changing her circlet, right? If I remove her circlet, she loses all the CV from her C6, and then, you know, I mean, I still have a little bit of value from her burst, but, like, the primary value is, like, the CV. So it'll be interesting to see if I can do it when I, you know, turn off her C6 or try to not use Arlecchino at all. But what do I do for, like, the first half then? I guess, like, if I'm not doing a Chevreuse team on the first side, I think the obvious answer is a Chevreuse team or sorry, if I'm not doing a Chevreuse team in the second half with Arlecchino, then do a Chevreuse team on this side, right? So I don't know, maybe something like this might function, right? And then do, I don't know, hybrid Raiden, maybe, or non-hybrid Raiden. Just doesn't have to be hybrid Raiden in that team. Hybrid Raiden doesn't have that significant advantage in this team. Something like that. I don't think Raiden's on the right build right now. I'd have to go switch her things. But I would like to use the Shenhe. Like that's a potential option, right? Doing Shenhe, Candace Rosaria, or Shenhe Xiangling Rosaria. But really need Zhongli for that team. Like, I don't know. I could swap to Toma, but Zhongli's definitely going to be more valuable there. So I don't know. I think what I'm going to do, you know, let's try it like that, right? Let's try this. We'll see how this goes at a baseline. Let's go fix you. I think, well, since you were lucky I left you on the hybrid build then. Yeah, okay, we'll leave you on your hybrid build. It should be good enough. Alright, yeah, it should be good enough. We'll see how this goes. We'll worry about changing her build more if need be. I would normally, when I'm doing a hybrid Raiden with Toma, Xiangling, Raiden, I'd actually prefer Chevreuse to be on a DPS build too. Because Raiden's DPS window is not that high. It's high. It's low enough, like for how long she spends on time, that I have time to do extra skills on Chevreuse and get that extra damage out of her. Right now she's not on that, but it's fine. I'll worry about hyper optimizing it if I need to. I want to just see kind of like at a baseline what are we looking like, right? If I do something like this as a potential idea. I should build Tignari on polearms only. I did put polearms only in the title, right? I think I did. That's the reason only polearm characters are leveled up. Yeah. I didn't Chevreuse. Derp. Sorry, it's been a while. I've been playing Chevreuse mostly without Xiangling, so I'm forgetting about Xiangling's snapshotting shenanigans that you gotta worry about. Oh my god, Raiden, you didn't get rain. It's fine, it's dead. Okay. Doesn't matter. Yeah, see, this is where, you know, I could have, like, potentially Chevreuse that to death. Do that. I think I probably still have the attack buff. Alright, this is somewhere I do. This is where, like, I like having Hyper Raiden, right? Because I don't have to burst there. Because I can get meaningful overload damage on top of Xiangling's damage, right? And then save Raiden's burst for this. Alright, good.
Where do you think you're going? Shine down.
What? I'm stuck in the air. Oh my god, game. What? There we go. Alright. That's pretty good. Nuvi broke Genshin's meta. I'll be honest, this is the Abyss cycle that probably makes me the most annoyed about Nuvi's existence. Like, this is the Abyss cycle that I know there's a lot of that people have felt like Nuvi seemed necessary, but I disagreed. This one definitely seems like an Abyss cycle balanced around like, oh, people have Nuvi led. So, anywho's, you definitely don't need Nuvi led still, to be clear. I am very confident of that. But it definitely seems incentivized towards it. You were on Noblesse on anyone? Toma was on Noblesse in that team. Okay. Trying to think. Man, the I'm trying to think about the Abyss mages, right? If I what's awkward about the Abyss mages is I would like to be able to make sure I'm hitting them both with Candace's AoE. She's right in that awkward middle range with her AoE total, AoE sizing, that I either have to like squat right in the middle of them or do a grouping strategy. But they also spawn this stupid hilly drill. So maybe what I do is do I run in like EQE to kill the stupid little burning hilly trail, the Dender hilly trail, and then run away to try to get the Abyss mages to like teleport to me over here? Where does the second wave? No, like it'd be over here. Like run over here because the second wave spawns over here, right? I don't even know where the third wave spawns. Probably on the opposite side, because frick you, is what Hoyo says. So, you know, Emily will be a good addition. Yes, Emily will actually be quite nice. I don't know. Let's see. All right, that's what I wanted. There we go. Okay, good.
Stabilize.
Too easy. Grant us your blessing. Strike is one.
Oh, frick. I don't know why I did that. Don't worry about it. Oh, well, okay. Well, I bungled that a little bit. Alright, well, there's one. What? Can I charge that? There we go. Okay.
Do your worst.
Well, okay. So I could have gotten to that a lot faster, right? Okay.
Solidify.
Grant us your blessing.
I really needed to do more skills with Candace there. Kind of bungled. Should do this, but did this.
This is order. Stabilize.
Too easy. We shall unleash. Do your work.
All right.
Overruled. Yield. You're granted out.
So that was first try. So the idea was right. Hey, look, I know my crap sometimes. Candace isn't enough. Okay, to be clear, that was the idea, right? The idea was lean into Arlecchino's strength a little bit there. And most of that strength was not Arlecchino C6, I want to emphasize. So like with some better, like that was some pretty play. Like obviously I wasted I think 10-15 seconds with that stupid Abyss Mage. And I think I could have done the lectors quite a bit better too. But like if we turn off C6 Arlecchino, which is you know which would be what I like if I hadn't done that stupid video I made, I would be able to still clear that, I think, right? With just a little bit of optimization. So no, Magdalena, this is literally what I'm saying. I'm saying you don't need Arlecchino C6. See, this is why I'm gonna do it. If I had more time, if it wasn't Father's Day, I would be clearing this Abyss and then turning off C6 Arlecchino by removing her circlet, and then blam, right? Is Yunjin a decent Arlecchino support? No, but this is a Polearm only account. Like, especially with Arlecchino constellations, like Yunjin's relative value, the higher you invest in Arlecchino goes down. But like she's not the worst option, but she enables Geo Resonance there, and is some amount of buff, right? Like the Geo Resonance buff and Yunjin's own buff and the attack speed, it's not nothing. So, nah boy, my C0 Arlecchino does half your damage. I know, I wasn't trying, like, my point was to first clear the Abyss. How many times do I have to say this? My point was to first clear the Abyss, not worrying about tooting Arlecchino down as if she didn't have her C6. See, this is why I didn't want to, this is why I potentially was going to regret getting C6, not because my own personal dislike or anything. It's because of annoying people that are like, it's only possible with C6. No, like, I will do it. I will clear without C6 being turned on. Like, it's very easy to turn off C6 Arlecchino. I will clear it. I am very, very confident. I know I'm taking the chat too close to heart. I'm also doing it because it's fun. I don't know. It's fun to rail on chat and like that's what the streamer mindset is. It's you know, just doing reactionary emotional mindset, right? Like I actually don't care that much. But like to be clear, my Arlecchino build is very good. I now have a top 1% Arlecchino build like in Akasha, which is not calculating based on C6, just calculating based on like a C0 Arlecchino, I believe. So anyways, like I have a very good Arlecchino build. My alarm's going off. I have a very, very good Arlecchino build, and I'm gonna snooze my alarm. And I was purposely not worrying about not abusing C6 there. I am very confident that is doable without Arlecchino C6, like if I turn it off. I am very confident in that same idea. But anyways, we're just going to continue here. Is it possible if I also didn't have my Raiden constellations, if I didn't have Engulfing Lightning on Xiangling? Is it possible with all the combination? Oh boy, see, this is another example where I would have. Well, actually, this is another example where it's nice to have Raiden on doing some damage, even though, well, it's gonna hurt. Oh, it didn't. Nice. Oh, you didn't take any damage. Okay. It didn't really matter at all, actually, for that. But like, yeah, with the combination of all these things, yeah, it would be like, this is a hard enough Abyss cycle. Like, can Kekfin clear this on Polearms only? Heck no. Like, I literally think it's impossible. Can you be less of a butthole? I literally think it'd be impossible for Kekfin. Like, by the way, this is a perfect example of Hybrid Raiden being like just kind of awesome for that concept there, where like I was doing some meaningful damage to Raiden, triggering not insignificant overload damage off field, while I was doing other things with the characters, and while Raiden wasn't bursting, right? Like Raiden does 0 damage in a Shivers team normally, when Raiden's not bursting. Like, I don't know, I really like diversifying the team damage because it mitigates a lot of like awkwardness with how Raiden plays. So I still really like Hybrid Raiden with the Shivers team, even if it's not optimal damage-wise. So anyways, what can Kekfin clear? I mean, ignoring Kekfin's skill issue, I'm just talking... ignoring Kekfin's skill and knowledge issues, I'm just talking on like an investment level, right? He doesn't have the Raiden constellation, doesn't have the Engulfing Lightning on Xiangling, doesn't have the build investment I do. Is it realistically possible for him? No, it's not even close. He's nowhere near the ability to clear it. Like, this, for Polearms only, this Abyss does require some level of pretty deep vertical investment in mix of constellations and builds. But C6 Arlecchino itself, I am pretty confident is not required. One of the things I will be most interested in testing and playing around with, that I'm going to mess around, like this is where I'm going to actually have fun in this Abyss, is on Polearms only. This is actually the nice upside of this Abyss being as difficult as it is and having as strict of a check as it is. This will be the truest test of like how much of a difference C6 Arlecchino really makes in like the hardest of Abyss cycles, because like it's really nice to have her for this Abyss cycle, because it'll make it easy, so like, you know, I can just get the like Primo Gem rewards or whatever if I need to in the worst case scenario. But for an enjoyment level, like, it'll be interesting to use it as a comparison to see how it compares to like using her by, you know, removing her C6 by, you know, removing the circlet, right? Deleting the CV from her C6, by not using her at all. Like if I use Hu Tao, right? And if I used Hu Tao in this team instead of Arlecchino, how much worse is it? Probably a lot worse. Like if I'm using Hu Tao instead of Arlecchino this Abyss, it's going to be quite a bit harder conceptually. Like it might actually not be doable without Arlecchino. But again, like this kind of the story of hyper investment in general is kind of my point. So like, yeah, the constellations do matter and like the weapons matter, but C6 Arlecchino specific on its own, no. Well, maybe I'll end up proving myself wrong with that. I don't know. Frick. Whoops. Okay. By the way, I did not do that properly. Alright, let's see. So, problem with Yunjin, this team, by the way, with, like, Candace can enable Arlecchino to vape consistently, when played properly, to be clear. But a problem with the Geo from Yunjin and Zhongli is it can eat some of the Hydra Aura that I really need to be able to vape consistently. So anyways, I haven't worried about trying to play that properly there. I've just been kind of wiping through things. Yeah, like I cleared with a minute there, right? Like, yeah, C6 Arlecchino is a DPS increase. That's like, I think, a 15% DPS increase when I am using C6. 15% less DPS on that team is not the difference maker between clearing that chamber or not, right? Just as an example. Chamber 1 is definitely a lot harder. But, you know, you get the point. Is your Candace on steroids? It is a very strong Candace. Wait, is Kekfin here? Arlecchino's boss fight is true difficulty. Those are just bosses and enemies on steroids. I mean, yeah. Are you excited for Imaginarium Theater? Not really. I think it's probably one of the lamest ideas they could have had as far as adding Indian combat from what it reads as. And I say that as someone who likes diversifying into different types of characters on my main account, right? I like a balance of investing heavily in characters, but also investing in a bunch of characters so I have different options for teams I can play. That's kind of the optimistic lookout for Imaginarium Theater, is that, hey, this is a combat mode that incentivizes players to diversify their investments more, except it forces it. It doesn't incentivize it. It doesn't just incentivize it. It incentivizes it by forcing it. Can you clear Kekfin's Abyss? Not this one, no. I cleared a easier Abyss cycle on his Polearm only account with 36 stars. So, anyways, I think I made a stream or video of that, I believe. So, anywho's, what is this? Oh, the Dorito. Okay, that should be fine.
There is no escape. Fire it up.
Okay.
Final warning.
Here's backup.
I don't know if I really had to do that. I probably shouldn't have done that, actually. This Mary is, yeah.
Don't get too close.
Hands where I can see 'em. Don't eat this.
Shine down. Now you shall perish.
Alright. So yeah, I'm very confident I can clear this Abyss without C6 Arlecchino. So when I'll probably stream maybe tomorrow or Tuesday, I'm not sure when. Doing whatever, and not just Abyss probably, it'll probably just be a more rambly, loose focus stream, but I'll probably be trying to clear this Abyss if you want to see it, with C6 Arlecchino turned off, right, by tweaking circlet. But yeah, I mean, I guess I am kind of acting as if it's a given that I will clear this here, but, you know, let's do that quick.
Your grand finale. Yield. Bring us some lessons.
And when, like that second chamber, by the way, one thing, I really did not try to play optimally. I'm not even really trying that hard with this instance here either. Is there two ways of different consecrated beasts? I just assumed they were going to be the same kind. I should have Yunjin first. Now I'm going to steal some of the Hydro, but whatever. I'm specifically trying to jump cancel to make sure they have Hydro on them, by the way, but I screwed up a little bit there, I think. And these have Electro on them, so it doesn't really matter.
Laid bare.
Crabs, huh?
Order guide.
Yeah, the, don't do that.
Yield. We shall prevail. Your grand finale.
So yeah, I have not tried to, obviously C6 Arlecchino made this very mindless, right? C6 Arlecchino made, especially the last two chambers, very mindless. With, my alarm's going off again. With proper play and turning off C6 Arlecchino, right? So again, to illustrate C6 Arlecchino, the main thing in most normal Arlecchino gameplay, other than when I use my burst, which is not never, but it's not that much. Like the burst damage increase, unless you're specifically trying to abuse it, is not that significant. When you're playing Arlecchino like normal, you can turn off her C6 because these all do nothing if you're not using, these two do nothing if you're not using your burst. You can turn off Arlecchino C6. This is 90 crit value, right? Well, gee, that's sure basically exactly the same, like almost exactly the same as this circlet. Actually, this circlet will be losing me more damage than if I just turned off her C6 because I'm losing the additional attack percent too. So, you know, all I needed to do to turn off her C6 basically is just switch to this circlet, right? Which has like no DPS relevant stats. Because the C6 will be giving the equivalent stats, right? That is functionally the same thing. So I'll do that sometime this week. Chamber 1 and Chamber 2 and Chamber 3, obviously, like, with how much time I had there, it is not going to be a problem. With Arlecchino, and in fact, I don't think they'd be a problem if I didn't have Arlecchino at all. Chamber 1, though. Whew. Chamber 1. Chamber 1 is one where, like, it kind of really helps to have that, the constellations that just make it a bit easier to power through things and get it, like, it helps me give me more time to deal with get through the shields, right? That's what it helps me with. I am very confident I'll be able to clear this when Arlecchino C6 is turned off, like I said before. But I am less confident I will be able to clear this without Arlecchino at all, right? Because Arlecchino, because I still have the Arlecchino like C3, which is actually like by far, Arlecchino C1, C2, C3 are by far way more important than Arlecchino C6. And I would have had Arlecchino, and I don't really feel bad about not being able to turn those off or abusing those, to be clear, because I would have had that without spending any money. So, anyways, go watch the video if you want to see my breakdown of like how I functionally ended up getting 180 wishes from the money I spent, and that would have caused me to end up with Arlecchino C3 if everything else went the same. So, anywho's, yeah, like this is an interesting abyss for Polearms only. Basically, this is probably the hardest abyss I think Polearms only has had to deal with. It's not the hardest abyss for me to clear. Obviously, I just cleared it very quickly. But on a what the requirements are, like if this abyss was before Arlecchino came out, this would be we'd be back to the, oh my god, this abyss might take me 10 hours to optimize. I intend to play this abyss a little bit, seeing how the experience will be without using Arlecchino and whatnot. Because I think it's interesting. I think it is interesting to play around with it in that form. But yeah, this is definitely abyss where the conjunction of all the high investment things, constellations and build investment levels, is what enabled me to clear that well. It's not any one thing though. Wow. 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 Maybe. Probably not though. Only has one good stat. But maybe. How was your 30 days of 2 minutes instant diet? What? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. Wow. Quality artifacts. Thanks, Abyss. Love you. Don't play Abyss for the rewards. That's for sure. Hey, look. Now we have 800 more Primo Gems. How generous. Sarcasm. For what's her bucket? Emily. So, anyways. Use Ride to level up. What? I'm confused. What are you talking about? Let's go. Alright, real quick. Ending the stream as soon as I do artifact farming here. I should already be in the stream right now, because like we needed to leave to arrive at my grandparents on time, but it's fine. I still technically have about 10 minutes. So yeah, I don't know. This abyss is interesting for Polearms only. I enjoy harder abysses more on Polearms only than I do on my main account. Even though my main account has more options to deal with things. In my main account, I like doing worse teams than I use in Polearms only at this point, funnily enough. And that's just a side effect of Polearms only being much more vertically invested. Yeah, I just enjoy playing, the Sethos team. And I think it's really unfortunate that this abyss is structured in a way to make full clearing with like Sethos really not super feasible. Realistically, the way I will clear this abyss with Sethos is just by doing a piecewise, right? I will use, aka like using Nuvilet, for example, for the first chamber, and then exiting the abyss, going and using the teams I was using before, right? Using the Sethos teams, and then just not caring about 3-starring with the Sethos team on the first chambers, and then clearing like the Sethos team would not have a problem clearing. Thanks. The Sethos team would not have a problem clearing with 3 stars in the second and third chamber. I don't think at all, right? Especially not on the first side. But the hard chamber is obviously the first chamber there, and I don't know, man. It's really awkward. And it's really punishing to anyone who's purposely playing more unoptimal like less optimal, and by optimal I mean like, you know, Sethos just doesn't quite meet the same DPS thresholds as other electro carries might, right? But my Farina stats, I can't show you on this account, and I don't have the time to log in the other one, but the Farina stats were like 60 crit rate, 160, or I think 65 crit rate, 160 crit damage, something like that. It's a very good fab build, but also purposely a lower HP build to power her down a bit to balance out her C2 damage increase, because I don't really care about Farina's damage. So anyways, it's not going to be hard for me to clear that Abyss on my main account. It's just I'm not going to be able to clear it with the teams I wanted to use. And that's just kind of how Abysses be. But, you know, wow, new healing bonus circle, let's go. Use Raiden to level up and claim artifacts. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, I'll do that next. Alright, test your theory here. You got one shot. Is your theory correct? Oh, and she has like your... Okay. That does not count as your theory being correct, I'm sorry. And the reason being is because I already have pieces that are better than that. It doesn't matter how well that rolls. I have pieces that are better. So, but, I mean, okay. You know, lol. Look, you are almost correct, man. If that was the right set, that could have been cool. That could have been like, oh my, I might actually like finish my Arlecchino build, but instead I got another burning artifact. Hey, oops, don't do that. Not useless for Emily, but hey, you know. But yeah, the reason that's not really exactly relevant is because I already have HP, huh? I already have this. And you're like, that's pretty good. What do you mean? That one could be better. Yeah, that artifact could be better than this one. But can it be better than this one? Can it be better than this one? No, it's literally impossible for it to be better than this one, because this one was a 4-line that has an extra ER roll that one cannot have. The only value this could have, I guess, compared to this artifact, is if it rolls quite heavily into crit rate. That could be valuable if my Emily build, for example, ends up needing more crit rate versus crit damage. Right, so like, this could be a not irrelevant artifact, but also probably not. It's not bad. I don't, yeah, like, this is the same thing as, it's a slightly better than this one, I think, other than it has less crit rate, right? Wait, where is it? Yeah, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. So thank you, Raiden, I guess. I mean, that was not a bad artifact, so I guess you're correct. You were half correct. If would I have been happy with that if that was a Arlecchino piece? What is Arlecchino's piece currently? I would have been happy with that. It was an Arlecchino piece. Not super happy. I think if this was the Whimsy set, it would have been a downgrade for Arlecchino, but not a significant one. So, anyways, I guess you were correct. Good job. I guess you were correct. Anyways, that's all I got. I gotta go, like, do family things. Lame, I know. We'll probably be streaming this week with mix of Alhaitham things and mix of do more Abyss things, potentially. But probably mostly Alhaitham things. Alhaitham grinding. And, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, this Abyss is unfortunate for you know, wanting to use less optimal teams. You know, this is what they do every time, to be clear, to an extent, when it comes to like the version, like the late version patches of a whatever, like 3.x patches. The 3.7, 3.8 abysses were the hardest of the 3.0 cycle abysses. It's not that surprising that it's a hard abyss. It's just, you know, unfortunate because there's no other endgame combat that I can now play to use my Sethos in that doesn't feel bad. Like, that's kind of the problem, right? Anyways, why are you still farming this set? Because there's nothing else for me to farm. I probably should have gone and farmed for... To be clear, at this point, I should probably start farming for Emily. But, like, I still have, like, 4 weeks to farm for Emily. And I have a lot of the materials already. Like, I have most of Emily's talent materials already. I have been farming for those. But on days where I can't farm for Emily's talent materials, all I need to do is, like, farm for her boss materials resin-wise, right? Yeah. So, this is obviously limited weekly. I think she uses these. I already have a lot of these. I'm going to farm a little bit more of these because I do intend to double crown her right away. I'll probably take her to 8, 10, 10. But anywho's, we're also assuming that I'm even able to get... I might not be able to get Emily day 1 on Polearms only if I don't win the 50-50. Which is great, you know. Yeah, we'll see. Oh boy, we'll see. Anywho's, goodbye. I'm gonna go talk to my family. Hope you enjoyed. More streams later this week.